So Kunye was actually my bucket list gig. When I started DJing, it was that and opening for Black Coffee, and I was very lucky I got to do both those things.
You literally do your whole bucket list, like
bro.
To get in, and someone bribed a bouncer 3,000 rand to buy one of my guest list bands.
Bro, just go and buy a ticket.
Then he got in. That's why I say, like, every time I lead into a set, like, you kind of have to go in with respect, because you never know how it's going to be received. And if it's not received well, then change your game plan.
Welcome to the Welcome to the Posties. Welcome to the Posties. Welcome to the Posties. Welcome to the Posties. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of the Posties podcast. Temba, how you doing, brother?
Bro, I love you for bringing the energy every single time.
We're alive.
And I also love the Posties family, guys.
Yes,
thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Yes, thank you for joining us on this journey. And we told you, we made a promise to you guys. Bigger and better guests. We're getting you everything on here. And we got someone special today.
Don't you ever say that we don't do anything for you guys. Don't you ever dare come to the Posties cribble. Link us outside. Say the name Alex Biaya 3 times. The name Temba Hadebe 2 times, 3 times, 4 times.
Whoa,
and tell us.
Why was it 2 times first for me?
No, I knew you were going to say that. That's why I had to go 3, 4.
Yeah, because I saw you went straight 4. I was like,
we were going to go 3, 2, 1. But then I knew my co-host would come and complain. You know what I'm saying? Because the boys tapped in. But ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you the most eclectic. We bring you the most creative. The most renowned. When you go outside, you hear Mila.
Thanks.
Mila-Rose. Then you do a voice show. It's Mila-Rose, ladies and gentlemen. What's up?
Thank
you for pulling up.
I'm excited to be here.
Welcome to the Posties podcast, man.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
It was a lot to get into. You know, you've been busy.
Yeah.
I won't lie. My December was hearing people saying, "Yo, that Mila-Rose."
My boy.
And I was like, I missed another one.
My boy.
Bro, you also... I
was
heard that from
there.
you too. I heard that from you too, bro.
I was there. The myth, the legend, bro. And like it's, I think, I don't know if you remember this night, but it was once upon a time, after Between Friends, the terrace. And then like, your set was obviously fire. Close the night. Yeah. And then I walked outside, bro. And she was right there. And I was like, Mila-Rose.
Yeah, I was just hanging around, getting to know people.
Yeah, getting in the mix.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to have you. I wish we had some DJ sets. Posties have been talking about having like a DJ
that would be really cool
segment, right?
And our network is getting up now. So I think like we've got really talented DJs on here. You know, we've got to hear a little bit of something. We were playing a mix before this, guys.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna get into her mind right now, man. I think the first question I always like asking artists, because I see you definitely have artistry when we look at the modeling, when we look at everything there. Like, would you say you have a love for music?
I definitely do. I think before I even knew I wanted to DJ, I just always knew that I loved music. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I danced for like 12 years, but I didn't know that I was going to get into like mixing it and making it. So yeah, it just kind of happened, and I'm glad it did.
No wonder you walked in with a little pirouette.
You guys didn't see that, but we'll get you next time.
Before we get too far, it's time for the drip cam. Drip cam.
Tell them what it is, Alex.
Drip cam. Ayo. Drip cam, the segment of the show. Mila, they know. But for you, the segment of the show where you put on what you got on.
Damn.
What you wearing today?
Okay, so today, I didn't even know, okay?
No pressure.
Today I'm wearing this top I actually got gifted by a festival that I played in Belgium.
Busy.
It's called Les Ardentes. I'm going to say it wrong. But yeah, it's like a football jersey, and I love it. So it's got a little kappa thing on the side. And then my pants are probably H&M.
Shout out.
And then my shoes are H&M too.
I love it. I love it. I think it's Les Ardents.
Okay, well, fuck.
Shout out.
Wait, say it again.
Les Ardents.
Les Ardents.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys know now, he speaks French.
We are live. Yeah, I'm Congolese, bro.
Okay, hectic. So
Yeah,
you could have saved me.
Nah, I didn't see it. I didn't see
No,
it.
it's okay. It's okay.
He never said I might say it wrong. And he's like, she's probably gonna
And I
say
said it like the most like.
I looked at it like twice. Yeah, like ardent. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, well, now I know.
We got you. Timber, what you wearing, brother?
Bro, on the top, always represent the boys. Dog got the broke on because I also knew who we had on set today,
Ayo,
guys.
family.
You know, between friends, we want to get into it.
Family.
And then on the top, guys, I got balance on Sharon Tsako, and I just got an Addy. What do you call this thing? Sweat.
Track top, sweat top.
And then just sweatpants on the bottom. Shout out Code, and then some Addies on the bottom too. Okay, Lexi, what you saying?
Like 80% local. I like it.
I always try to at least leave with one thing local.
Right.
Because I can't be saying, yo, support local.
And you're not there.
Nike.
You're not there. I like it. I crop tee up on the top, you know, it's a little bit of a yellowish color, you know, the color of pea.
Thank you for being honest.
I'm gonna go for a cream.
Bro, there were other ways he could have gone with it.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. And on the bottom, actually, this is a showstopper. Big shout out to my boy Cosign. You heard that, Cosign. Big shout out to my boy White Millions. You know what I'm saying? He and I co-designed these for the last single that I dropped. Go check it out. And you know, when I'm at the crib, it's the Crocs down bottom. Don't ask questions. Yes, sir.
On that note, guys, please drink water so your pee isn't there. Just needed to clarify
If
that.
it looks like my t-shirt, huh?
I took a sip.
Yeah. Show them the way. If it looks like my t-shirt, you might need to see a doctor or just drink more water.
Watermelons even will make it easy for you guys,
Yeah,
man.
grapes or something, bro.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
But like, I love how we getting straight into the conversation, talking about your love for music, and I didn't know about the dancing at all, which is multi-talented. Also, guys, I'm sure you heard they're Belgium, so that's another international DJ on the Posties podcast. Respect us and also respect her. But like with that love, I think translating it into something that's tangible for people to actually interact with is extremely. It's a gift that people don't necessarily try.
Yeah.
So when did you get into that thing of like, okay, cool, I love music, I love what it brings to my life, but I can also perform it in any kind of way for other people to consume too?
Well, I actually started like ripping CDs. You know how you could like illegally rip CDs?
Burn the
Like
thing. Burn the CD.
When I was in like primary school, and I'd give them to my friends, I'd give them to my mom, and then I think that was like my first like actually compiling a mix or something. Obviously it wasn't like mixed, it was on a CD. And then really in COVID was when I started learning how to DJ. That was like where it really peaked, because I had so much time on my hands. I was like, let me just teach myself.
Also, shout out to you being productive during COVID.
Thank you. But I mean, we were also bored. I think
Yeah.
you kind of had to look for things.
COVID either to send you down the hole, or like you learned to skill.
That's actually so true.
Yeah. You didn't survive COVID. Either you came out upskilled or you were inside a hole. Another interesting question I was just thinking is like, before your set, what do you play? What are you listening to
Like,
hype you up, to get you into the
That's
energy?
actually such a good question. I listen to a lot of rap, hip hop, R&B.
Word!
Yeah, I just listen to so much of the same music when I'm looking for music that it's like before my set I have to take myself out of it and get in the mood. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. That adds up.
I'm seeing a through line here with DJs that you'd think that I was away last weekend with another DJ who strictly plays like techno and trance, and you know those ones where some hardcore drugs can be used as but then she got on aux, and then it was literally, bro, she's playing R&B and I'm like, who's on aux right now? She's like, I am. And I was like, my bad OG, I thought we were gonna be raving right now. But like having that transition where in your own free time you listen to R&B, you're listening to things that might get you settled. When does the switch come on now? Where it's like, guys, I came here to make you
Time to
dance.
activate.
I love it. I would say I always like to arrive only like literally 5 minutes before I start, because otherwise I get very nervous. I get very in my head. Like when I walked into Between Friends, I have not been that nervous in so long. Because you walked through everyone that was there and it was very
it's
full.
a crowd.
Exactly. So I would say like the 5 minutes before, when I'm like getting out my USBs and I can see my hands are shaking a bit, that's when I'm like, okay, we need to lock in now, we need to lock in, because, and then I just kind of like block everything out, and it's like, okay, I've got one thing in front of me. I know what I'm doing, even if I feel like sometimes you can get up there and you're in front of a lot of people, and I feel like I forget how to press a button.
Yeah, I get
and I'm
that.
like, what am I doing? I know exactly what I'm doing, and so you just get into the flow of it. But I'd say the first 5 minutes when I get there, and it's like 5 minutes to my set, is when I'm like
finding your
centering
feet.
myself, locking in, and being like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I've got this.
I got this. Yeah. That's interesting, bro. Because now I have like 2 questions. Number one, do you still get nervous, like to this day? Because the track record is pretty crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into the track record. And number 2, before you dive into that answer, it's like, okay, cool. Most performers have a thing that they do, you know, like some guys go into the green room and they go ma ma ma. Some guys go into the green room, they say facing cold water. You know, who knows what they're doing? But
a lot
like,
of people do that apparently.
Hey, that thing's been going crazy on TikTok.
Crazy, bro.
Okay, so the thing that I always do before exposing myself, I always pray before I go on.
Shout out.
Always. And so I just pray that I do it the right way and through him. And then I would say I still get nervous for sure, because also I think every time I perform, it's like I hope it's received well. Yeah. And I know that every single time is going to be different. I can't walk in there, and I think as soon as you start expecting that people are going to love you from the jump, it's like that's when your ego gets in the way, and it's like, okay, now I don't know, I'd rather always be nervous, because then I'm always trying to give it my all, and I'm always trying to be respectful in the way that I approach my crowd and play my music and that kind of thing. So yeah, I still get nervous, but I think it's a good thing. Like, I think it keeps me grounded. I hope so.
I definitely want to commend you on that, because I think a lot of people might stop with that nervousness. Whereas the thing of like, that's the hindering factor of I'm too nervous, I'm shaking, I'm not going to do this.
Or get stuck in it.
Exactly. And now not be able to perform and make sure that we're voice showing for 60 minutes plus. You know, it's a different kind of animal. So like, were you able to like teach yourself certain things where it's like, okay, the prayer is gonna help to center yourself in the moment, but then are there any other tips and stuff where it's like, okay, I'm gonna be nervous, that's a good sign, I'm getting into this and I'm gonna kill it now?
I think it's always knowing that I'm going with my most authentic self. Like, if you know that you're putting out there 100% your music that you want to play, then I think it can only be received well, or hopefully it can only be received well. I would say just have confidence in your ability, in terms of like, you know that you're meant to be there, you've paid your dues, you know what you're doing, so just like lock into that. I would say that's what I do. I'm just like, I try to, even if it's like faking it, like I know I'm meant to be there. So not really, but you just
fake it because you've made it.
Exactly.
Until you make it because you've made it.
You just have to believe it. And then I think that helps me. But yeah.
That's sick.
I don't know if that's any good advice.
I'm there.
No, it's perfect.
I'm sure someone
authentic.
and I'm sure someone literally just understands it. You know, when that thing just hits you and like you're just like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm hoping someone out there like is actually inspired by that. Do you believe in ego death?
I don't know, because okay, my whole thing about ego death is I've only ever heard it from like a drug point of view.
Fair.
And I
Ayahuasca.
and I've never done any of that, so like I don't know. But I think you can have an ego death in terms of like
a humbling experience?
Yes, for sure. Fuck, yeah.
Don't take me through that.
There's sometimes I go through life, I'm like, I didn't need to learn that.
Yeah. You don't need to be humbled in that way. Like,
to the bottom.
To the bottom. Does it happen sometimes when you're alone? Just for both of you guys. Like, it's just like, this is so embarrassing if anyone is
my way of getting through that, I have to laugh at myself.
I
have to. Whether I trip and fall somewhere, or I'm just down bad, I'm like, you know what? I can't be the first person to experience this.
Facts.
And they made it through.
Facts.
So like, I know I'm the shit. So
I know, I survived. I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Bro, my funniest stories must be from when I was alone doing some stupid things. You know?
And then the second funniest one, I was there.
You know? You were there also for one of the funniest ones, bro. It's crazy. But the reason I bring that up is because like I'm getting a sense of humility.
I think it's more than just a sense, bro.
Yeah. Like from the way you address yourself, the way you approach your set, even the way you just walked into the room.
Lol,
you know.
thank you.
And it's not
The
on
superstar
some.
walked in, greeted everyone, you know, like.
You know what I'm saying? Greet it first.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like not even to compliment or glaze you. You're not LeBron James.
What does glaze mean? Because
Only
I see it everywhere, and I feel really out of touch for asking me. I'm like, what the?
Glaze is exclusive to LeBron James.
No, it's not. No, it's
Guys, I'm
not.
gonna have to Urban Dictionary this. Okay.
Like, glaze is just when you are, like, unreasonably on someone's dick, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I see it in TikTok comments, and they're like, why are you glazing?
Yeah, like a donut.
Yes,
You know,
they've
they've
said that.
done too much glazing. You've glossed this a
Oh,
bit
it's
too
shiny.
But carry on. Sorry, carry on.
much. Carry on the glaze. Carry on the glaze.
Shiny.
But I'm like, that's interesting because obviously, in the spaces that we're in, it's easy to lose yourself in your own built-up confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Based on like everyone saying your name, everyone saying you're the best, you know, everyone saying, oh, even just like being booked and busy. You know, you get lost in that, and that becomes your identity. So it's like, how do you like separate the build-up of your empire, the build-up of your career as an artist, DJ, producer, from yourself, Mila?
I think because none of my friends kind of run in the same circles in terms of like music and the scene, and my whole life is very separated from it. I'm very quiet, I'm very introverted at home. So I think when I step into the spaces that I play, it's kind of like not really an alter ego, because then that makes it seem like it's not authentic. I think it's more, I just go, okay, this is a job, I have to get it done. And it is a job for me. At the end of the day, I love it, and I'm so lucky to do it, and I'm very grateful. But if you treat it like a job, then you won't lose the kind of drive and respect that you need to have for
Consistency,
it.
discipline.
Yeah, because I mean, I know quite a few people get lost in the sauce, lost in the scene, and then it's like you wouldn't show up to an office job.
Literally out of your mind. Yeah.
No,
Go for it.
Free
It's
platform.
It's family. Yeah.
I like, you wouldn't show up to an office job, so you like, I get that our scenes are different, but you don't show up to like a set absolutely out of
Knackered.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think keeping that respect and like realizing it's work first and foremost. It's your job to make people dance. It's like, that's how you kind of keep that, I guess, like your head on your shoulders. But yeah,
I think that's also how you get to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're too in yourself, you forget that I'm here to make people dance. You know?
real.
Yeah.
Like,
And at the end of the day, the DJs in a lot of clubs, like back in the day, were like, you wouldn't even look at the DJ, you'd be looking at your friends and dancing.
Yeah.
So I know that like people are looking at me, but at the end of the day, they're actually here for the music. They're not here for me. I
Facts.
could literally just be like
Facts.
hidden. As long as they're having a good time, I think
Yeah.
that's what counts.
I mean, the more they're looking at you, the more you know the set's fire. Like, we're very quick to turn away from the DJ.
Yeah, very, very true, very true.
We're very quick to turn
And
away
of
from
one
the
of those
DJ.
fire sets, we touched on a little bit of Between Friends. Shout out, guys! It's this weekend. When this is out, I hope you guys were there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how was that experience when you had gone through the crowd? The 5 minutes, the shaking is done. You're in it now. People are dancing. Also, boys, where's that set dropping?
Yeah. We
When's
need
that
that
set
Mila
dropping on
set.
YouTube? We all need those answers. But like,
Turn the
is
stove
there a
on.
moment that like you're feeling like euphoric in it, or like there's like a flow state when like you're DJing?
Definitely when I'm DJing, I think when the first few moments on the decks, you're always figuring out what works, what doesn't, like if this is still connected to that, whatever, and then you kind of find your flow. And when you see like the crowd react, and it's like you're interacting with them. It's not even about the reactions. It's like, okay, I've made eye contact with someone in the crowd, they're liking my music, I'm appreciating their energy. That's kind of when I enter like my flow state. It's because like, okay, we've both given each other permission to be like, hey, this is so good. But before, when I walked in, like I said, I was just so nervous because it was so full. And I think a lot of my season, I was really lucky. I played great gigs, but I was on the opening set for a lot of them. And then at the last moment, my set got bumped to closing, and I was like, hell yes. But also I was I was just so nervous. And then I was standing behind, which also I'm actually a bit embarrassed. You're probably going to see in one of the sets. I kept getting bounced from trying to get to the stage. And this happens to me all the time. My friends know.
Like, you're not supposed to be here. Go.
I always get bounced.
This is the
Wherever
headline
I
notes.
am, wherever I'm playing, I will always get bounced. And so
Yeah.
I'm sure you can see me fighting for my life and wanting
Yeah.
to Between Friend Live, like recorded set. But eventually I made it to the front. But that was kind of jarring, but it always happens.
Yeah, used to my love. That's so crazy, dog.
Bro, and like unbelievable, bro. Because come on, you guys know who she is.
People security don't. They're just
I
like-
believe it.
Fair, no, I believe it, but it's like come on, guys. Let's all do our homework.
Yeah,
You know
fair.
what I mean?
Nah. I'm security. Why must I do homework?
Security's like,
Why must I do homework?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm here for
bro.
vibes.
but also like, why
Vibe, I'm here for work, bro.
Oh, you want me to listen to music?
DJing? Just living
Be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I get that because I've had people say that they were my friend to get in, and someone bribed a bouncer 3,000 rand to buy one of my guest list bands.
Bro,
And
just
then
go
he
and
got
buy a
in.
ticket.
Then he got in, and he apparently went backstage, was like messing everything backstage. This was 2 years ago, and then I got a call the next morning from the person that booked me saying, "Hi,
Your friend.
just by the way, your friend was really misbehaved last night, and it was in Joburg." And I was like, "No, sorry, it was in Durban." And I was like, "I don't have any friends here."
Crazy.
I came on my ace.
Crazy.
Who are you
So
talking about?
I don't know who that person was, but she gave me a bad rap. So.
No, but also shout out to Finesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Convinced them in
that
G.
bouncer did his homework.
3,000 rand?
3,000 rand is
3K.
Good Lord.
What gig was that, eh?
That was a rage. That was
that rage?
Rage.
3K!
Those kids are crazy.
Have money.
3K.
And they're
Kids
crazy.
have money.
You paid 3K!
Sheesh.
Probably for one night. I'm not lying.
But those kids have money. So.
Out of your
No, but the
goddamn-
track record is crazy. We haven't even gotten to the international gigs yet, but like
Oh, there's
the
only one. Actually, there's only two.
only, ma'am, international DJ is international DJ.
Facts,
Thank you.
facts.
Actually, I'll claim that.
But like the one I really wanted to speak about was Kunye, because I haven't experienced it yet, guys. I'm
Facts, me
a
too.
pen pal.
I'm ashamed.
I haven't. I keep
No
missing
way.
it in Cape Town. I keep missing it in Joburg. I keep missing it in Durban, and you're on all those lineups.
You know what happens,
That's
Timber,
what
bro? You know what happens?
What do you mean?
We always there's something else happening on that day. Always.
Every
And so
single
you don't
time.
make it to Kunye.
Yeah,
Ish.
and we are
Eish.
100% saying it's our fault.
Yeah,
I'm
1000%.
not blaming anyone else here. I'm not blaming
1000%.
Shimza. I'm literally saying that. But like the scale of that and like your journey with Kunye and
you.
being able to like experience crowds of that level. Because like there's the club gigs, there's the event gigs, and then there's the festival gigs.
Festival gigs are my favorite.
I wanted to get
Yeah.
into that. So like please talk about a little bit of your experience with Kunye, being all over the country with it, and then also like what's a festival like, eh?
Yeah.
So Kunye was actually my bucket list gig when I started DJing. It was that and opening for Black Coffee, and I was very lucky I got to do both
Wow,
those
you
things.
you literally do your whole bucket list, like
Bro.
bruh.
And
Open for
honestly,
Black Coffee
Like
tomorrow.
Shimza is one of the first time I met him was like 4 years ago. He won't remember this. And I tried to say hi, and then I started tearing up. I was like, Mila, get it together, get it together. So I turned away, and then I said hi again. And he's actually the nicest guy ever.
Right.
Because like we've been interacting for the last 1 or 2 Kunyes or whatever. But it was amazing. Playing for that crowd I'm so excited to be playing in Joburg more because that crowd is different to Cape Town. They're way
100%.
more of like a groove crowd at Kunye. Like I was a bit like frazzled because I was like, okay, no one's moving, but there's a lot of people here and they're enjoying it. But apparently that's like the vibe in Joburg. It's like it's much more like lax. Like
Yeah.
it's just like you're just enjoying the music. Cape Town people are like raving. So I was a bit like I was a bit nervous, but it was good. And I'm playing with them in Durban next month, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited for that. I love
Saw that
Durban.
one.
I want to play there more.
Really? Favorite city in the country?
Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fraudster.
But to be fair, Joburg is like, I feel like Joburg could take it just from the energy that I've experienced when I've played there.
Yeah.
So different.
I get you. I love Joburg.
So
You
different.
really do. You need to be there more.
I do.
show
I
your love
do.
for
I
it.
do. If those Travis Scott tickets were in 6,000.
But actually, are you lying?
No, I'm not even
No,
kidding.
no, like there were different tiers. Some of them were 6.
Yeah.
Actually, let me just.
Oh.
Let me, that I can say.
Oh, you finding the actual prices?
Yeah.
No, they literally were 6,000 for the ones you want. Because you don't want to be like it's a Travis Scott concert. You want to be in the mosh pit. You know what I'm saying? That one is the possibility of catching traffic. Hey.
After that one concert of his where people.
The one in German.
Yeah, where the boys ish.
as-
Sad
I'm
story.
scared of that.
As someone that has been to a Scott concert, guys, it's worth it.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's worth it.
You mean, and like I don't know if I'm retired, but I'm a mosh pit warrior. I'm a mosh pit
know I'm
warrior.
retired and I might be.
I believe that. The way that you were like, yeah, but the chance to touch Travis Scott, I'm like, hey, period. Yeah.
So
Put it
guys,
the
just
full-
to wrap up the ticket pricing, VIP premium seats 5.7.
Oh.
VIP early entry package 6K.
Oh.
VIP early entry package front zone 6K. Hall of Fame Lounge. Don't know what that means. 6.3.
Maybe that's like backstage as well.
Maybe.
Or, yeah.
So-
Maybe you get a chair.
No, guys. So Travis Scott, you have to be serious about going to Travis Scott.
Dude, and with the flight from Cape Town.
I was gonna say,
Dog.
and accommodation.
Dog.
Yeah.
And food because you need to live.
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
you're going to fast for those 2 days.
A few things need to happen. But I love
That's
you touching
crazy.
about like your experience in different cities and talking about different crowds. Like how do you interact with a different crowd? So like there's different people that come to party for different things. Like you're saying, the Cape Town ones, they're here to rave a little bit. The Joburg ones might be just like chilling and whatnot, but still really enjoying your time. Like, would you change maybe a plan that you had in the sets during the sets? Or you, like there's some DJs, they'll see one person in the crowd and be like, okay, they're not dancing. My job
Is to make that person.
them dance.
You know what? You can look at that person and no matter how hard you try, they're just not going to vibe with you. And sometimes that's the thing. And
Their
you
wife
just have
left
to put
them,
your
guys.
hands up like...
Eish.
But I would say I definitely do take it as it comes. So like based on the crowd, I will change certain things about my set or the direction it was going. And I think that's probably one of the biggest skills of being a DJ is learning how to read the crowd and also being able to adapt it because things do not go to plan. When I first started, I would plan out my sets and now there's very rarely where I will plan out a set because it's just like you actually never know what's going to happen and how people are going to react. And plus you build up such a good library of music that you should kind of have everything for like any situation.
Yeah.
But of course there's crowds that'll still like, I hope I don't show it. I'm sure you can tell, but I will still get nervous about like, okay, they're not reacting the way I thought they would. Okay, let me go this direction. So I think it's just about being able to like think on your toes. Kind of thing.
How Tema?
No, I was gonna ask, was there moments when you stopped preparing? Was there something that happened or?
I think I just built up a big enough library. Well, it probably stopped when I would like. Okay. What were we saying?
We were talking about your
When you
sets.
started-
Preparing them,
When I stopped preparing them. I think when I realized I was preparing sets, but then I was going off on a completely different journey, I was like, okay, I don't really need to prepare them anymore. I'll go in and like have music for days and certain like events that I know that I want to play the song at, but I won't like plan the journey anymore because then I think also it probably takes away from the experience of like a very authentic set.
Yeah. I like the word you use, journey. It's very close to us, and so it's interesting also how you like perceive it. It's like a 2-hour, 3-hour journey that you guys get to take with me. That's super dope. But like, I want to get back to like same line of questioning because like I think this is just like so interesting. Eventually you built a big enough library, whatever. Now those first few times where you had to like pivot,
Yeah.
how like flowy were you? And by that I mean like, did you
Was it
resist
smooth?
that? As in, I know it's so tough and I can tell they're not vibing. And like, I'm going to stick to the plan anyways because I'm so nervous.
No, I was more nervous that you don't want to clear a dance floor. Like, I think that like you can either stick
Top
to
G,
it.
yeah.
And there's some DJs which I really respect. They're like, this is my plan. I'm sticking to it. This is the music I want to give you. If you don't like it, fine.
Yeah.
However, I think that can sometimes be a selfish thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like people paid money to dance. Like if they're not loving it, you should at least try and mix it up.
It's not like it's your song anyways, bro. Like, just play the next
And also,
song.
like-
Sometimes.
Yeah. When it is your song, then it's a problem. It's a problem.
Actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
What's this?
Like do you mean like if I'm playing my music and someone's like it? Oh god, well, that's gonna happen eventually. Like when I put my music out into the world, I'm gonna have to be like. So I don't know. I think it'll be scary when I do that.
Where are you on that music journey right now?
I'm producing and
ma'am.
I've
Yes,
made
ma'am. Touch.
I've
Yes,
made a few things that I really like, but it's just I think being confident enough to put it out there will definitely be probably the hardest step because I don't know, it's going to be there forever. And I think, you know, as you get older, you always look back and cringe at what you did when you started.
Fair.
And I'm just so not ready to cringe in a few years of what I did when I started. So, but I just need to get over that bridge of like, I just need to put it out there because if you don't put it out there, no one's ever
Yeah,
gonna
that
hear it,
cringe
so.
thing is always going to postpone as well.
Right?
As you
Yeah.
postpone, it postpones. So when you go to bed tonight, just remember that there's 2 more votes telling you to drop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And those votes will text on some.
Where's our song?
Thank you. I need that motivation.
So it's in my head like a few things are running right now, right? I'm thinking first of all genre music you play, like Afro house, Afro tech.
Boom.
Go on.
I get why she loves Durban, but how does she know?
You know, how does she know?
How does she
Wait,
know?
do you know the group OMG?
No, I don't.
You'll know the group OMG. Let me pull up the
Yeah, put us
Instagram.
on, put us
You'll
on,
know-
put us on,
you'll-
put us
Let
on.
me play their song. Okay, let's see. Or Zuri, you know Zuri.
I know Zuri.
Yes, okay. I hung out with OMG and they were telling me
Is it
how...
Oma Goka?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were telling me how in high school they...
Of course, it couldn't just be OMG.
Sorry.
Zulu niggas.
I would never just-
No, it's the Zulu niggas who are being a problem right now.
But I was hanging out with them in studio and they were like, yeah, when we were growing up, we would all get together in taxis and like mix the music together. And I was like, that's such a fucking vibe.
That's so cool.
But that's
Yeah.
so Durban.
That backstory,
I didn't know
that is so Durban.
That's so
That's
Durban.
so cool.
A taxi.
Bro, and the taxi is bouncy.
Like, the genre originated, so like,
Yeah.
like, you know, kind of exploring that with them was very interesting. But yeah, sorry, you were gonna ask me a
Yeah.
question about that.
No, I actually wanted to get your take on something else now.
Before we go there, can I finish this train of
Oh,
thoughts?
cool.
Because yeah, we can slide afterwards. The reason why I brought up the genre of music you're playing is because another factor to who you are is obviously your race.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
I assume you're white.
Yes, I'm white.
Yeah.
I like the way you entered the
Albanian,
Hey, you never know.
Afro-Asian, you know. Hey,
No,
hey,
I'm European. I'm white.
hey. Hey, shout out Europe, shout out Europe, shout out
Shout out
Europe.
Germany.
Shout out to me.
Les Ardents. We're alive. But it's like, obviously, as a white body entering these spaces and
Yeah.
also as a female body, you know what I'm saying, entering these spaces, you have your individual experience and takeaway. And it's like, how's that experience? Like, is it,
Well,
open-ended.
I
Answer the
think-
question.
I think that's why I say, like, every time I lead into a set, like, you kind of have to go in with respect because you never know how it's going to be
Received.
Received,
and if it's not
perceived.
received well, then change your game plan. But I think that's also why I probably get nervous because I never want to seem like I'm stepping on people's toes by the genres I play. It's definitely, I hope it always comes across as appreciation, but it also, I would say my experience always comes with like nerves and just kind of like, I say it's authentic to me, it's music I grew up listening to. It may not, so it's just like staying authentic in terms of, I'm not going to push the envelope too much because I don't want to be taking up space that's not my space to take up, but I do want to play the music that I enjoy. So it's just like it's
a
finding
balance.
that balance and also being open to being educated on that balance. I think like I'm really lucky. I've got amazing friends and I've also got, I don't have an echo chamber around me. I've got like people that are constantly giving me their opinions and my team. And so I think as long as I'm open and receptive, I hopefully do it in a way that's authentic but also respectful. So,
I love that.
yeah.
That's a great answer. But what do you mean by like you don't want to take up spaces that you necessarily shouldn't?
There's a lot of other DJs that produce the music that I'm playing that could be playing that between friends live set time. Do you know what I mean? And they actually made that music. And so I just it's about kind of being mindful of it and I think just being aware of it, like I'm not the creator of that genre or that music. So I think just kind of being respectful when I do walk into the space.
That's dope. And if the set's fire,
That's what I was about to say. One thing that's like, I feel like would come through is that you're showing that appreciation and love through taking the craft seriously.
Thank
You're
you.
practicing it. You're putting it out there, and also you're killing it. Like you can't be that
Thank
mad
you.
if guys I played your song and all of these people are dancing.
Yeah.
I did you a favor.
Well, no one's mad, but I think it's more just like, I just want to like approach it but I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
But like the one thing I wanted to have an open conversation about the three of us
open.
is like the state of
Let's
like
close it. No, I'm kidding.
already.
No,
Shut it down.
It's kind of like where South Africa is like musically. Like obviously there's like I can't even say resurgence, but like the emergence of like Amapiano as a genre and how it's taken up the space, specifically on the DJing
What a
side.
wave.
And we're seeing it with Afro House now, and we've always seen it with Gqom in the past. And
House.
like you also, bro, house. Like, and you've also had that thing of like listening to R&B and having those kind of influences too. How do you see the music scene now? And like, do you feel for like the R&B or the hip hop industry? Like, do you feel like artists should be able to, like, what are your thoughts?
Do you mean like, do I feel for them in terms of like they're not playing as much as they,
It's like, I feel like,
or Afros everywhere? Like, what do you? Sorry, I just want to get more clarity.
no,
before I answer.
100%. No, 100%. Because I feel like
Clarifying
Amapiano
question.
can be the best or worst thing that happened to a lot of South African artists.
Okay.
As though a lot of R&B artists, because at the end of the day, it is a job and it's a vocation that they have to to earn from, exactly. And it makes sense to steer and go the Amapiano way right now, and not necessarily
so you're saying people are like changing the genre that they're mixing.
Exactly, because it makes sense because there's a lot of DJs that have done that, and I think it's really good business moves. We saw that really popular with major league DJs, where these guys used to be hip hop DJs, guys. Then they went Amapiano, and like your expression of the arts can be however you want it to be, but like seeing those shifts and how they can actually be a part of like trends, and getting your thoughts on those.
I think it's so interesting that you say that, because one of the things that while I mix Afro, I've always got like people in the industry saying, don't jump on it, it's a trend. And I'm like, for me, it's something I'm passionate about. I think it must be difficult for other DJs, because I'm sure with many years in the industry, you do see trends come and go.
Yeah.
But I think if you can either adapt to them. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, major leagues are like such a great example. But also there's people that are going to stick to their craft, and there's always going to be space for those DJs. Like Rari is booked and busy all the time.
Shout out YFM. We see you, Rari. Shout out YFM.
So sick. And she's always booked. And there'll always be space, I think, especially because she's creating a brand. She's not just a DJ. She's creating a brand. She's creating like a demand. She's also got like, I don't know, she's got this aura about her. It's yeah. So I think if you stick to it and I think you ride it through, I know a lot of like, there was a lot of EDM, if you remember, like in 2010, and a lot of them
felt, guys.
A lot of those producers have become Afro house producers, which is interesting, but also then it starts to sound like very generic. So I think you can always tell when something isn't like authentic, and I always use that word. I'm like exhausting that word, but it's true, because you can hear when someone's mixing and they actually don't really like the music, or like
that's so crazy.
They don't really like what they're producing. I think it does. I mean, that's just my personal thing. But like I said, then you get major leagues and their music is so good, and it doesn't, I mean, they obviously have a passion for it, so it doesn't translate. So yeah, I think it's like it really is, it depends on the person, it depends on the intention behind it, I think.
I love that.
So now I want to get a gauge on like how your view is on SA music as a whole.
Okay.
Like including the R&B, including the hip hop. Like where are things at, including the piano, the gqom, the house, the Afro tech, the Afro in general? Where's everything at, man?
Honestly, when I played Daisies last year, I saw such a nice mix of it. I think Afro and Afro genres are definitely at the forefront at the moment, but I do think because people like so many different genres, there's still space for it. Like the fact that Travis Scott is coming down, of course everyone's going to buy tickets, but it's like he knows he can come because he knows he can sell tickets.
Facts.
The same people, like people still play hip hop in clubs. Like it might be a hip hop night, but it's still around. It's still, people are going to listen to it. So I think even though Afro is at the forefront, it doesn't mean, I would say, because we've got so many different tastes in so many different things, there'll always be space for things. So I don't think what I like is that it's always very like mixed in terms of genres of music. So yeah
1000%.
But I do think Afro is at the forefront, and of course you can't deny that it's one of the biggest things at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah.
So let's enter the time machine a little bit, right?
Okay.
Mila's 5 years old.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
5 is very
I've got
specific.
a terrible frame. I've got a terrible frame, Bob. My teeth are like 2 front teeth.
We
gone.
won't post the photo.
Thank God. Yeah, you can't.
Yo, but you're 5, and do you have older siblings?
No, I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
Shout out, leader of the country, president general. That's so crazy. Okay, so your uncles, your aunties, your mom and dad are running up tunes in the crib, right? What are they playing?
Oh, okay, wait, can I go on my phone? Because
Go for
it. So Saint Germain is like jazz. Saint Germain, who else? Okay, Chamora.
Okay.
I'm going to say these names wrong.
Just go for it, bro.
It's okay.
Like Les Ardentes, but Chamora.
This is your parents' playlist. You don't have to say the name right.
Who else? A lot of classical music, like Beethoven.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of jazz.
All right.
But Saint Germain is jazz. And then I would also say we always had the radio going. So that's also what I think influenced my musical taste, because like I would listen to like DJ Kent, Prince KB. No, I'm such a fan. Actually met him last year. Anyway.
Yeah. Such a fan of that.
So yeah, I definitely think the radio probably influenced me a lot, but I would say Saint Germain, Chamora, and then the radio.
Okay, that's dope.
And a lot of classical music.
Back in the time machine.
Yeah.
Yo, we haven't left.
No. We've hopped back in, and I was saying we've left 5-year-old Mila alone listening to a DJ Kid.
Yeah.
Okay, you about to say something?
I was going to say a lot of Cuban music as well. I don't know.
Sheesh, there's a love of music, there,
bro. It's lovely. It's lovely. Okay, back in the time machine. Now we're going 20 years from now. You got some bambinos in the cribbos. You know what I'm saying? What are you playing for them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would like to center it around South African house.
Fire.
Because I love South African house. I love how deep it can get. Oh, I have to educate them with some Dawson.
Yeah.
What else? I would probably
The University of Dawson.
I think classical music as well. I know that's so lame. It's actually not.
I was going to ask you something. Yeah.
But I think it really enriches your kids' like mind. And then I would say jazz. Has to be jazz.
It seems like the strategy. I love that, by the way.
Is to make mini DJs.
Yeah.
I honestly rather a mini DJ than a mini model because I don't think I'd ever let my kid model, but I'd let my kid DJ.
I love how you touched on modeling there because it was the next place I wanted to
A word?
Because I got 2 models here, bruh. It's about time I get some information.
Get the bag. They might come in 3 months or 6 months.
So real.
That is so real. But what I wanted to get in via modeling is to ask the age-old question. People think that modeling isn't work. And just knowing enough models and knowing that being on a set for however many hours and being told to pose like this and this and this and don't be stiff and all these kind of things. Like, how was your experience of modeling?
You were
at work, I saw you.
Yeah, I was serving.
I've been doing it since I was 15, like professionally. And so that's almost 10 years now.
Damn, OG.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Like my age? Or, no, I'm kidding. It was, you know what, I think it's definitely not the hardest job out there, of course not. But I think there's certain things that come into it that people don't always account for. Like, I've had to get changed in front of like everyone and everything on the main road. And it's like, it's fine if you're a guy taking your top off, but when you're a girl and you're like in nothing, and a lot of the time in high fashion, you can't have underwear on because you can see the lines. It's humiliating. And I think just everyone being able to touch you and adjust things on you and having no control over your image can be difficult. That's the kind of stuff that really sticks with you, I think, when you leave set. And like obviously the measurements, like now I'm going through a bit of a thing at the moment because the industry is going back to being very centered on skinny.
Yeah, and your shoulders are too broad, man.
My hips
You're still hurting them?
Yeah, my shoulders are too broad, man.
They
Like,
told me my hips are too wide. So
that's how you have perfection.
So it's just, I think that's the difficult side, is like trying not to take that stuff home with you. And then obviously the physical side is just having to stay in shape. But what is staying in shape when everyone's body's different? Everyone looks different. So I think even like through my music, I found kind of like, I would say relief in that because it's all about the music at the end of the day. And I feel like it's all about the music, which I really appreciate. I know it's not, and there's politics and there's looks go into it as well. But
it's more
just
about
been a
the
nice
music.
break. Yeah, exactly.
It's enough about the music that I could enter or dip out. I know that thing. And it's interesting you bring up the fitness because I'm going through a thing now where my body is changing, guys, and puberty. But I'm playing with muscle. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing with just like gaining more weight, and it's like, I know they're gonna hate this.
Yeah.
I know they're gonna hate this.
But you like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my gamble is that it works.
Yeah.
I think it will.
It'll work. We're putting it out into the universe. It's fine. Period.
We can always follow
that
High
thing.
Rocks. You know?
Yeah, go High Rocks.
Hey,
Become
you know
a
what I'm saying?
High Rocks Pro. You know, it's like next album. Yeah.
But then I love how candid you were about your experience in the industry and like
Love it.
kind of the stuff that we don't necessarily talk or even see. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna see you on that thing for Cultish or whatnot, and we don't know what might have gone like around actually making that happen. But what are some of the positives which you enjoy about modeling?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I love that Cultish shoot so much because it's the vibe that I want to go for. It's like street style. They were so respectful, so lovely to work with. I think the positives are definitely when you're young, you're very impressionable. And so I always felt like very funny in my body, but then having the validation that I could model because, you know, being certain looking or whatever, they kind of play to your flaws. So what may have been my flaws in everyday life, they liked in modeling. So that gave me confidence. But also I think you get to experience things, even if it's like pretend, like I've shot with alpacas before and that was so much fun. Or like you get to go and live it up in a hotel for a day because like that's where they're shooting. No, it didn't. It was so cute. It was a baby.
FOMO.
No. But yeah, like you get to experience things, even though it's pretend. It's amazing that you get to like step into this different life for a day. So I think that's definitely a positive, and trying on beautiful clothes, and kind of seeing like behind the what's the word? Not the veil, but you know what I mean.
The curtain.
That one.
Piercing the veil. Piercing the veil.
Like you get to see, like I said, transform for a day into like a whole different life. So it's very cool.
That's so interesting, because the first time I figured out production was on set.
Really?
Yeah, literally, it's like,
Yeah.
and then there's this thing that like
True.
everyone is
Makes
like
sense.
raving about at the end of it. Like, yeah, there's also work in that thing.
Where I like realized that how much teamwork and like effort goes into it on the production side is you'll see on Instagram there'll be this shoot and then there's 10 different
My
people
boy.
tagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for the makeup. Just
For makeup, and then you went chat to the stylist, and it's the thing of like, guys, like this is work.
Takes a team.
This is work.
It's a crew.
We planned this thing. We got it like this. We might have not gotten that shot there, but this person brought it, and then we got this. We got this art out of it.
Yep.
I think another question I want to ask, like, what are your favorite art forms?
Art forms as in like
Dance, music.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would definitely say dance and music. I mean, I love what Uncle Waffles is doing, the way she performs while she mixes. I think I just love that she adds a performance element to it. I wish more DJs could do that. I think also then it kind of gives you so much more longevity as an artist. So my favorite art forms would definitely be dance and music. And I guess now that I'm getting into, Lord help me, making music, not very well, but I would say creating.
I believe
It's
in you.
happening.
Yeah, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Sheesh. But guys, I think it's time for that segment.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Tell them what it is, Alex. Woo.
Top 5. Segment of the show where both Tim and I are going to give you a category, and you choose 5 things that consist of your top 5 in that category.
Okay.
You got it, for example, favorite sneakers. Eddie, Nike, whatever, 350, New Balance, whatever.
Are you asking my favorite sneaker?
No.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if I'm such
I was waiting
like
for the last
that.
okay.
I was gonna, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know all the names.
What you're going to say? You don't know if you're such a sneakerhead?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right.
Sorry. Yeah.
You got that thing on? Oh, okay.
No, I don't have lovers.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that thing on.
The look is the look.
Look at that
No,
thing
I'm
on.
like a bum. I would have come in my sneakers if I knew.
Bro, exclusive tee, you know what I'm saying? Flowy pants and cardies at the bottom. The kids call them cardies, not loafers.
Got you.
Yeah, just.
This is so
put you on.
embarrassing.
No,
As for the
I learned this. I learned
As
this.
for the kids.
Cardies.
Cardies. Okay.
No, a lot of learning for all of us.
I
today,
learned this
guys.
like last year, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
on Posties.
Okay.
Yes.
Gosh, okay.
A
Now
flashback. I was like, that did happen.
That literally happened.
Okay. Well, now it's just write a passage.
So Mila, the
Okay.
top 5 I have for you. I was playing with a few different ones, you know.
I might
There's
have to go on my phone if that's okay.
That's perfectly
Like if I have to
fine.
look at songs
It also
like-
Call a
doesn't need
friend.
to be first to last.
Okay.
But like, no hate to anyone that'll be left out of this category, you know.
In no order.
But like, you're playing a 3-hour set.
Oh. Okay.
What are the top 5 artists and their music that will probably be featured in that
Oh.
set?
Okay.
Oh. In no order,
Okay.
or order if you like to.
Okay. Wait.
Wouldn't mind the
here we
little
go.
You
order.
want spice?
I
You
want-
want,
Yeah.
you want
Or
some
order.
spice, don't you?
Okay, well, to be fair, don't worry, none of these artists know me that well yet. So
Yeah,
there's no spice.
yet.
Okay, let's go to my summer set list because these were definitely in. Okay, DJ Lag,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I would say he's like. Wait, so is one really like always featured or is one never featured? Like you say 1 to 5.
No order. I don't.
Okay, no order.
I don't want an order.
DJ Lag.
So that's a number 1.
He's my top 3. Okay, DJ Lag. Okay, and then I would say Zuri because there's one track of his that I play
All the time.
like all the time, and then Tuxin,
Okay.
and then who else?
They say the Godfather.
Mount Rushmore, bro.
I feel like I have to mix it up, but I can't. Like I just need to be honest with myself.
Exactly.
Lala Tuxin, always.
Yeah.
And then Shimza.
This is a
How many am I
banging
on?
set.
That's
You're
fine.
5. You're
That's
on
5.
5.
That's 5. That's 5.
The set is. Yo.
Jala
Sorry
Tuxin,
if that wasn't
bro.
surprising, but like those are my those are my staples for sure.
Alex and I had a fight on the podcast the other
No,
day.
but
Few
it's
weeks
not like
ago.
I'm not a fan. I love
Hey,
Jala
hey,
Tuxin, bro.
hey.
I love him.
The
He has
people-
my song
the
of the
people
year.
saw-
You heard it here first.
He has my song of the year.
Dog, the people saw us on different sides, bro.
Yeah, no, they chose. They
You're not a
chose.
fan.
No. So,
We're both
Yeah,
fans, just to
we're
be
both
clear.
fans.
Just
Okay,
to be clear.
we're both fans. But I was saying that Lala Tsukzin was Artist of the Year for 2024 and 2023. And it didn't make sense for Alex to not have him as 2023 because his Song of the Year, Iplan, was in 2023. And he was like, dude, I can't give it to him yet because, no, he needs to show me next year. He was saying those. Am I lying? Tell me if I'm lying.
Wow, I didn't say it like that. I'm going to give it to you.
We can play the tape.
Run it back. I'm joking. I did make that point though. I was like, okay, cool. 2023. Which year didn't I give him? I didn't give him 2023.
Didn't give him 2023.
So I was like,
your
2023.
favorite song
Yes.
that you were, dude, I swear they were paying you.
bro. It's like that thing where it's like Drake drops a song from an album that like you didn't know, and then you jump on, and then the next album is like, oh, this is like worldwide. This is like everyone now. And that's the basis that I was like, okay, 2023, I can't give it to him because that song just went crazy. But in 2024, everyone knew who he was. Everyone knew his name. So I give him Artist of the Year.
2024. Okay, period.
Yo, we heard that live at Balcony Mix, and then someone lost their phone.
Yo, yeah.
We have the video. And then we went on and rocked. Kept going. Literally at that moment.
You can hear us.
I'll show you the video off cam. But Lexi, watch it top 5, my bro.
That's so crazy. Oh, so that song, Iplan, has my heart, man. Forever.
DJ Kent has my heart.
DJ Kent has my heart forever.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, my top 5, right? If you were not a DJ in Big 2025,
Yeah.
5 things that you would have been doing instead of DJing.
Oh Lord. Dog walking.
Woo!
There's a bag in that I hear. There's a bag in there I hear.
I thought we meant for monetary value because I will always find a bag in anything I can do.
Facts.
Okay.
Dog walking, baking. I told you I'm like a nerd. I'm not like
You
someone
joined
that's
two
like
other
a
nerds,
nerd.
Dory.
Like okay,
Writing
reading
manga.
my book,
Okay.
books, and then I think probably can production be in that even though it's like DJing.
Sure. So
Yes. There's producers that don't DJ.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay, production and piano. I'm trying to learn piano.
Ooh, I love it.
Sheesh. That's
I feel like it wasn't very
fine.
spicy though. Like sorry.
No, but you also cook
I feel
it.
We
like-
don't need it to be. We just want it to be authentic.
You know what I'm saying?
That's our word of the day, guys.
Word of the day.
Oh, by the way, just a fun fact for you guys. Did you guys know that like there's this like frequency measurement thing, and apparently authenticity measures higher than love? Because everyone is just like love. Love is the greatest power of all.
But it's actually being authentic.
It's actually being authentic.
I hear that
I like
though.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
Because you attract your tribe.
Exactly. And then you get to love them afterwards. Love everyone though.
Facts. And we have a new member of our tribe, of our Posties family. Thank you, Mila, for joining us on your first time here.
Yes, sir.
No,
Not at all. Not at all.
even
Not at all.
close. And I just want to give you your flowers. Like, it's so nice to have seen you live now and continue seeing your growth as a DJ, as a model, and just as an inspiration in the space. And like being able to interact with you and see how authentic you are.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep using the word. My bad. But like, yeah, can't wait for all of the things that are coming your way.
Can I say?
Of course.
I'm super excited to see what you do.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I
much
think-
for being so nice.
Can I give her the award of most interesting DJ so far?
That's his award, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
tell
fine.
me, why don't you
No,
wanna?
I wanna give it to you after you give yours, bro.
Thank you.
Because I know some of the other DJs will have you on some. Bro, I saw what you said about Mila the
Yeah,
other day.
ish.
So you don't fuck with me as a
Jits,
DJ anymore?
Gals.
No, but they're not even gonna come for you. They're gonna come for me.
Hey,
But
do
then you're
that.
gonna play after them and kill it.
Because both of y'all killed it. But yeah, talk to me. Don't talk to me. Hey, she took the award. It's gone. It's home.
Mine. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and for making me not nervous. So I really appreciate that.
I
And your
did
questions were great. Your questions were so good.
nothing to worry about. We're not here to scare you. We want you to be part of the Posties family.
Sometimes I get onto like a podcast or an interview and I'm just like, I am not loving these questions. And I
Ish.
loved every question. So
Hey,
thank you.
shout
Thank you
out.
so
Shout
much.
out.
You heard that all other podcasts, guys?
Now I've done it.
No. I give you the award.
We'll take that fight. But as always, guys, I want to say shout out to East behind the
Yes,
camera.
sir.
I want to say shout out to
Shout
Mila-Rose. Voshos for everyone. Shout out to my partner in crime, Alex.
You know the vibes.
Guys, and as always, the biggest shout out to the people that are liking, commenting, subscribing, saying what's up to us in person. Yes, I love the high fives. Keep high fiving me. And episodes will keep coming, guys. Stop fighting me too. But as always, the journey continues. like unreleased stuff.